If your overall marketing strategy is not working, then 80% of the time it's because the customer or fan doesn't know where to place you in their minds. So you think it's about them loving the music when really they are trying to see if parts of your identity match with theirs. So let's uncover where you got the game screwed up at. Right now, if you take a look at your content, I bet that you're only showing people and giving the algorithm one thing, and that's what you're good at. And that's great, but you've only given people a quarter of your identity, and in their minds, they're trying to piece the rest of it together. So you gotta stop making people think so hard, because this puts you in a position of making it hard to scale your operation. And if you make it too hard for the fan, then they will go elsewhere where it's easier to understand another artist that they're a fan of. Clarity is the key to winning in this business, really in any business, okay? Now, when I first discovered the 4 parts of identity, I felt like I had found the secret sauce to branding, and it all clicked. I realized that beyond your talent, your brand promise, fans are subconsciously scanning to see if your identity fits with theirs, okay? These 4 identity pillars are rooted in a Japanese concept called ikigai, and every artist struggling to build a fan base is missing at least one of them. But it wasn't until I started searching deeper within that framework that I realized that this is all any of us are doing, looking for reasons to connect. So let's fix that, because fan connection is the only game that matters. So let's talk about what you're good at, because this is what you do best. What you're good at is all potential fans know about you, your talent. That's only showing us part of the pie, and this talent represents what you're most passionate about in your profession. And while it can bring satisfaction, it feels useless to both fans and you if it's not combined with the other 3 components of this framework. Your talent validates why we keep listening, but without the other 3 components, which are all story-based, by the way, you can't survive. So let's dive in and help you become a staple in the minds and hearts of your fans. Because this is what we got to do to win, okay? What you love. Let's talk about that. If you believe nobody will love what you love, you're sadly mistaken. There are groups of people that want to resonate with you on the plane of what you love, because if they love what you love, then this gives them more grounds to become a supporter and a fan. Now, what you love is combined with your life's missions and passions, which gives you the light and meaning to life for you, but it doesn't really make much money. So if you've got what you love and what you're good at intertwined into your content, then you can make it through. But it will still be a struggle to keep people on board with you between releases, okay? So you have to apply the other 2, the last 2 missing components. So the next one is what you can be paid for. Okay, let's get some money here. This is where everybody misses the boat, because there are certain things your customers will pay you for, and you have to figure that out. What works for you? Like, what can you sell that works for you? Your show might be excellent, but your albums don't reflect the same energy, and vice versa. Your merch and passion to create it may be better than your music, or your music may be better than anything else you got and anything else you do. But once you figure this one out, you will give your fans grounds to drop the bag in your lap. And this takes effort, but it's built off of your profession and your vocation, otherwise known as your strongest skill sets, okay? And paid occupation, which is really what you do. Now, there you will find your money maker. And if you showcase that, I'll see you at the bank. However, you don't quite seem human just yet. So let's add the final element. And that's what the world needs. We as fans want to know your views on social issues. And while many artists choose to stay silent on them for the sake of brand preservation, if expressed at the right times, it can reinforce your brand perspective and positioning. And this is comprised of your strongest skill sets and your mission. And this gets you excited about what you do, but it can lead to complacency on certain issues, because what we think the world needs, we can't always provide. So to compromise on those issues, show how you make those changes in your personal world, and then people will shower you with flowers. And this makes you whole in the eyes of the fan. But be careful not to go overboard here, because you'll risk self-sabotage to your brand. And if you want more further explanation, I've got a video called Keeping Your Privacy or something like that. I'll flash it here on the screen It's like had a big word called private on it. So if you look at that video, it'll express what I mean by self-sabotaging yourself. Now, most of you all think that showing off talent is enough to attract fans, but that's the very thing that's keeping you stuck. Fans aren't just listening, right? They're searching for a reflection of themselves in you. I can't say this enough. This mistake comes from the lie that good music sells itself. And if you keep leading with only your skills and none of your story, you'll stay trapped in a cycle of confusion and invisibility. And you'll keep dropping fire and hearing crickets. Like, man, I really did a great job on that music, but nobody picking it up, man. Okay, well, instead, you need to position yourself clearly across all 4 identity lanes, what you're good at, what you love, what fans can pay you for, and what you stand for. And that's how fans make an emotional decision to support you. Because I used to think being good was enough. But when I started showing what I stood for, what I loved, and what I could uniquely offer, that's when everything shifted. And that's when the real fans started showing up and spending money, okay? When I started showing y'all I was passionate about building a record label in 60 days. And I'm showing you that I'm passionate about marketing, which is something coming big. So just wait on it. You know what I mean? Now you're like, yo, he's real. I like what he's talking about. This guy's cool. Right now, I want you to audit your last 9 Instagram posts. Did you only showcase your talent? Well, cool. Now add 3 more posts. One about your passions, one about what you offer, and one about your values. And that small shift creates massive clarity for the fan or the potential fan. Because fans don't follow talent, they follow identity. And with AI, content overload, and short attention spans, your clarity is your currency. So clarify your message so you don't get stuck in a loop. Because the artist who knows how to clearly position themselves will build loyal communities, and they won't just chase streams. But if you keep doing what you've always done, just posting talent-based videos and hoping for the best, then you'll keep seeing the same low numbers. But the ones who implement this identity strategy, well, you're gonna build real tribes, you're gonna convert those listeners to buyers, and you're gonna stack sustainable income. And that's what we wanna do, man. This doesn't take a massive rebrand, it just takes a conscious shift in your mind and in your content. So keep throwing songs into the void, hoping someone finally gets it, or apply this identity framework and become the artist fans feel, not just hear. Because the real question isn't, should you do this? It's how much longer can you afford not to? You see what I'm saying? If you're serious about standing out, building real fans, and getting paid for your art, just try it. And then join me in the Music Money Makers community if you have questions about it. I'll see you every Monday at 7 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. See what I'm saying? But the truth is not what you've been doing, but more so how you've been doing it. And you may say that this ain't gonna work, bruh, because maybe you tried a bunch of things before and nothing stuck. But this works. This framework works. And you got everything that you need to execute it. You don't need a team, you don't need a label, you just need clarity and consistency about who you are and the consistency to post that message out there. So stop wasting time creating content that doesn't convert and losing confidence along the way every time another release falls flat. Because either you'll just keep guessing or you'll use a system that makes every piece of content count. But before you watch this, you might have thought that your music just isn't getting, the attention that it deserves. Or maybe you need to pay more for promo or run more ads. And I've got talent, but I'm still invisible. But now you understand what you were missing. You now have a framework rooted in identity that helps you connect to the people, convert, and get paid. So if you're tired of waiting for the algorithm to notice you, then stop trying to get discovered and start getting chosen. Music Money Makers, if you make music, you should always make money. Log on to musicmoneymakeover.com, jump into the 60-day record label course, grab the free stuff below. I'll see you in the Music Money Makers community. Like, comment, share, and subscribe this video, and I'll see you next time. Peace.